Yeah.
I
Yeah, I watched a little bit, so I kind of skimmed through, but I'm just seeing I'm seeing I started seeing when you were talking. It's like flying pyramids of Egypt.
yeah.
And you're the one who's operating one of them. You're this woman in long dress, very thick. It's kind of bronze looking color dress. It's really shiny. There's some interesting thing on top of your head. It looks like in a profile like an eagle head on top of your head. Very interesting, kind of goes like this over. It's like you're flying back to Sirius C. That's what you're saying. And then because I also see Orion and Pleiades. You go there too. It's like you had lives there and but it's interesting. I see Sirius C. Almost I want to say that it's like a satellite. Um, can't even call it a planet because it kind of looks like the moon, except it's made out of different material. If I touch the moon, it feels more like calcium of some sort, dust. This one, it gives me like a comparison. Sirius C looks absolutely blue, like blue glass. Blue glass covered with some sort of enamel. Mm, there are bases inside. There are bases on there is like energy. It altogether it looks like a big, large nebula with dust all around it. The dust forms the ring around the planet. The ring holds the frequency. It's used like headquarters of the where beings get together from Pleiades, from Orion. Different consoles going on, and also they store different laboratory equipment and um, like ammunition type of weapons too. I see different kind of, well, I cannot call them cannons, but it looks something like this.
Mhm.
Um, Totally different. They're like molded from one thing and kind of takes a form of some sort of kind of strange looking gun, but it's giant and I can tell there's something, some energy goes inside, it fills it up, and it shoots like it would be like dots or like it's almost when the water drops, like droplets of water, shape of a teardrop thingy, but it would be yellow and orange. Inside it would be red, like residue of something, like a red goo residue, whatever that is. But it's more a formation of a gas. I'm just in this room was all this stuff. I can go out. Um, and I see the office. It's like half circle office, crescent kind of shape on the right side of it. And I see that the pyramids, they park outside on the surface on this glossy kind of surface, blue. Almost looks like a strange looking mirror glass, whatever. It feels very cold too. Like there's a sustained some certain temperature of cold on outside, but inside it feels warm. So it's like for reflection of some mm, cosmic rays or whatever it is. Um, because it's like under the Series B, it's like A, B, and C here. You do have connection with Series A too, because it's your other life, but what pops up is like seventh dimension there. That's probably you felt connection with all this like masters and all this because there is like a mystery school of knowledge there that I see you as like as a man with a beard. You change from robe to jumpsuit when you go on a spaceship. The spaceships look exactly like pyramids. Like I almost feel like I'm in this. You had a live incarnation on projection of Earth on the timeline when you literally flew a bunch of pyramids and to observe Earth. It's like you discovered new territory, like what they tell us that Columbus did.
Mhm.
And then you just like want to observe it and see the plants, animals, and all that. You're very interested in animal life and plant life, and you just I see you holding like glass tubes, like lab tubes, and there's little green kind of like a plant in there with a yellow little bud, like a flower is gonna blossom from it, and you're holding it in a glass tube. And then I see you're talking to deers in the woods. Deers look a little different. They're really not afraid. They just come forward once you lock in with your eyes, with their eyes, and you tell them that they read your vibration. You don't even really need to tell them what your intentions are. They know. And I see horses like real wild dark brown horses. They look different. They feel like the spirit of them is so huge. Like the energy is amazing. It's like you're on a different planet, but it's Earth with giant baobab type trees all over. The huge giant palm trees that you can actually, some of the palm trees, they have the interesting openings, like they grow like this, and it's like you can sit in there and reflect and absorb, like exchange the energy of your energy with the tree's energy. I see them right now. It's almost as if you would think somebody took the inside out, but nobody did. It's just the way the tree projected its appearance in the physical, because it's totally physical, and you're physical there too. And the pyramids were like they were confiscated. And I see big reptilians, they are all in armor. Their chests are in metal. They have these huge belts with some things stuck in them, stuffed inside the belts. Some tools. Mm, they look like they could be weapons. But they're all like have these big metallic things on top. They're big, like round, almost like shield type thing. And on the back, some of them only have like capes, but I think those are commanders. And you know what they do? I see them like they turn into nothing. The energy spins and they disappear. I've seen those capes before. Yeah, they took over 18 of you, and you used it's like I see your guys are coming and actually fighting reptilians with some interesting weapon. The weapon look, like Captain Hook in the cartoon. It has this hook. So the weapon looks like a holder, like a handle with the hook on top. And from the hook it goes like energy, almost like an electrical bolt of bright blue energy and zaps them. You zap them on the back where would be heart area type. Their hearts are interesting. They're huge, giant, sitting in the middle of the rib cage of the like chest. They look weird. They look like artificial with a little light inside, like ignition or whatever. And you zap that electromagnetic field. That's the only way to get them. And their body dies. I see their energy bodies coming out, which they do. It's almost like they stole somebody's soul, made it theirs, covered it with technology to make it theirs because it's high voltage little piece of a soul that would burn their energy body if it wasn't covered with layers of technology. And then they take it with them when they escape from the body container. It looks like it. I see them getting picked up by some spaceships with reptilians. Like this heart gives a signal out, pick me up, I lost my body. And they pick them up. And you got, so basically you just stayed. But then something happens. I see like big explosions happen. It's like bombs dropped from the sky. And oh, that's, I'm in a different timeline, totally different, but it's still Earth. It's Terra. And you're there with all those, you're part of those 18 group. And you try to tell human, and humans are not that many of them, really not. They're all spread out. The world looks like a one big, mm, how can I call it? One big territory, and people look the same. They all kind of like Slavic type people, which is interesting. They almost like put braids like on their heads. Like if you look in the ancient Slavic, Russian, Yugoslavian, Polish, Czech, like outfits, and kind of looks like it. Um, and you're telling them not to listen to any aliens who arrive to Earth because they try to install control systems. Control systems are all about forming a belief and making people acquire that belief and make it strong. That would through that belief the controllers could control them. They can make up, erase memory, make up a book, say it's coming from the sky and things like that. First they make you question who you are. They make you question that you're capable of knowing things and that you're smart enough and then you're good enough for yourself to figure things out. Then they sell their higher beings who know better than you, and then they build religion kind of cult based on that. There's just one higher being who would know better. And that's what you were spreading. They were telling them not to listen. But then I see the Nordics come. It's like, what they did? They blended in this timeline, they blend in. I see they almost modify themselves energetically to blend in into the society of humans. And they look like them anyway already. Um, but there's something about their eyes that are very cold and evil. You get that feeling, they're angry. So they use some technology. It's like a mask on their eyes, on their faces. You don't see the real face. You don't. The perception here, how you read people, it somehow gets blocked by their technology that they wear inside their skulls. And they start having, they literally like start having babies with the women of Earth. And then those babies already have that what we call it reptilian brain, but I don't feel anymore like it's reptilian brain looking at all this what's happening here, because I also feel like those tall whites have when I touch them, there is 8% of reptilian in them and 11% of grays in them, DNA. So they're a mixture. They're like hybrids. And they also, but the hybrids build on Pleiadian DNA. Wait, I think it goes all the way back when grays came, took Pleiadian DNA and started making hybrids, evil hybrids who look beautiful but who are evil. And that's when the whole thing is like. And then they formed this alliance was because I see all of a sudden draconians and reptilians standing up, shaking their hands, like, let's do this together. And let's spread on different timelines to do that. Yeah, that's how they did it. But anyway, you're just telling me that you've seen it. And you incarnated in Egypt as a result because you've been taken um uh but actually you've been taken by those tall whites because you were watching them, you kept telling people, but they wouldn't listen at that point. There's something it's almost like they have this thing when they can manipulate the frequency of your brain. That, and then in low vibrational frequency, you start thinking differently. And that's what they started doing to the population of the original Earth. And that's when you felt like you had to leave, but they took over your pyramid technology. They stole it. I mean, pyramids were flying pyramids, like spaceships in the shape of a pyramid. They stole that idea. The way the energy circulates inside the pyramid the idea became valuable to them. They replicated it into the how to siphon energy from Earth and make the planet theirs. To make the planet yours, you have to own the energy. Once you do, that everything is yours because nothing can exist without your energy, and you either sell your energy or create a system how to sell your energy so for beings can survive. So you go, pops up as like you had 1000 like 118 lives, 1118. And then I get 00000 zeros. I know, it's almost like you hop from one timeline to another because at some point you created this mission for your own self with all the other 17 of you, that you have to monitor this until it gets better because you've seen the original place how it is and you fell in love with it, and you're saying that your heart belongs to that original place. You like it so much. There are animals living freely with people. As a matter of fact, animals take care of people a lot of times too. And it's like perfect symbiosis and harmony with the planet and the air and the electromagnetic field around. And you own that field. It's not filled with algorithms of matrix like it's now. It's actually the free energy that you create from your own, whatever that is you want to create. So you've been waiting all this time to see it's going back to normal. And it's really frustrating because they keep stretching time out, stretching it out. When you came, there was no time. You call it a time band. They put it over. It's like you create a system within system within system. Inside the system, you stuff it up with software programs. One of it is time. Think that one after another comes. when in fact everything comes together and everybody, and if you get interfered with, you get manipulated. Your reality gets manipulated because it can go to your past, change something. So all of a sudden you wake up, you're a different person.
Mhm.
But that's because they get access to your energy body. They put implants in. They can manipulate everything the way they want. They put you in another bubble, which is called karma. Then they put you in another bubble, feeling guilty about karma. And the most strong bubble would be some, you can call it religious, but some strong beliefs. Any strong beliefs can be used against you.
Mm.
So when you start understanding none of this is true, you break the bubble like your subconscious show me, like you hold a needle and burst a bubble, the balloon, and it just deflates. So see, it's just thin air. It's just the energy of your creation around you. As none of this exists, all of a sudden, I see the interesting stuff now. Like your subconscious shows me like a pedestal, right? Like at the Olympics, at the end, they stand first spot or whatever. They win second and third, right, on the sides. And like those aliens, they go like this. It's really funny how you show. And they stand on the pedestal, like they're number one. They want us to see them as number one. All their creations and fake stories supposed to be number one too for us. Like we must believe in the some saints coming to earth and helping and sometimes and then they're gonna be back, which is never gonna happen actually. But they want us to believe. So we stay down at the second and third place. Once we burst the bubble of their creation, their lies and deception, we get to the same place they are. And they get scared. They look at us, they get scared, so they want to escape. And that's exactly what happened now. The population of Earth, by the way, that's the majority. I see 65% of population woken up right now at this point, awaken, and they burst the bubble of deception. They face the it's hard to face it because all of a sudden you're the one who's responsible. You can blame the governor, the president, your teacher, your parents, your friends, whatever. You can blame them. You only can blame yourself. And that's a tough responsibility to take. So you're telling me, yeah, well, that's if we stand next to them and tell, hey, we figured out you. And those disappear that very moment you tell them that, they disappear from your reality. You're clean. You can walk out anytime. It's like, when somebody's trying to influence your thinking or scare you into believing something or guilt you into something. They use the guilt as the strongest weapon. That's what your subconscious telling me. All your lives you experience that. Once I said that, I see like you're standing like it's in an energetic nest. And it goes like over a little bit. It goes up to your knees. It circles. And there is like, like Medusa Gorgona with all the snakes coming out from her head. I see like snakes all around. Just it's like, where did you get that? Second. You know what's going on? It's like one of the snakes would always go into your body, get the energy, get down. Another one goes up, get the energy, gets down. And I feel sometimes you feel super exhausted because it depends from which part of your body they would take the energy because it compartmentalized compartments. When they get the energy from your head, it's hard to think for you. It's like, I'm foggy today. When they get the energy from your heart area, it's like, I'm just depleted. I can't get up from, I get too tired. I need to sleep. And the connection there gets kind of fogged up almost, that the feeling was the soul, was intuition and everything. You just want to lay down, get out of the body, because that's when you feel you're um, you're flying on some sort of like spaceship that looks like egg shaped, like flatter than that, and the front is more like this, but then it gets some things like this, like almost like triangular wings, and they go all the way behind, so it's like a triangle, and this thing emerging from it. It's only for 4 people, which is interesting, but it's like it has like a cockpit, and then it has a large room with a table behind. It's a pretty big spaceship. It's not like super tiny like a car that you can walk there. There's different rooms and stuff, but there are two major one, the cockpit, and it's all like it has this beautiful blue glass, and you can observe the space, and you can observe the earth, and you like keep this connection with yourself, and you send impulses. It's like you send impulses to yourself from yourself there, but you yourself there, here's how you look. You look this bright, very dark blue eyes. It was like you don't see the eyes like that in humans. And you have this dark, it looks like Egyptian hair, the same kind of style, but it's long, shiny black. It's much thicker though. Each hair is thicker than our hairs. It just looks like some sort of antennas. They participate in the energy circulation because the suit you're wearing, it has a stand-up collar here. The stand-up collar, when you go out of the spaceship, produces some energetic like helmet type thing to protect your head. So that's interesting. Um, but yeah, you keep that connection. I see the other ones, they're wearing the same suits. They're like light blue suits, and they're like jumpsuits. Um, Very interesting. But then, so back to the snake nest. Let's go back when, there are some snake people that came. Um, it's like you came back to get your spaceships, and you got locked in one of the pyramids because you wanted. They blocked the control somehow, and I see this very long, tall. The cape goes like neck, like a big, thick material, and goes back. It's a black cape with a red inside, and this old, like, it's not cobra, but it's snake, but looks like cobra. It doesn't have, he has a fake hood that it puts it on. The very kind of scaly brown face being like Naga. He's the one who just blocked you there. Somehow you use some technology, you disappeared again. You're just gone. That's something about the jumpsuit that you wear. It makes it possible to change the frequency of your body, and you just like gone into thin air. I think it's amazing technology. It's really something. But the thing is, you got the energy of that snake. He tried to shoot something. He's got this eye, it looks like this, right in the middle of his head. Looks like a reptilian eye, right in the middle, like third eye. And from that third eye, he beamed something. It's like a beam of light. It's transparent, but it forms a ball at the end, and it grips onto you like a chewing gum would stick to the surface. And that affected you in some life number 5502. It's really like the numbers are going forever, and it brought you the snakes there, that nest. And what you do, it's like you keep stepping on their heads, like, stop it, stop doing it to me. But they're just sitting there. And I see what would happen, like when you would ask for somebody's help in the past, the snakes would project. They make a projection of that, whatever that is, angel, saint, spirit guide, whatever. And it goes like this. It's around you, you know. It would look real, like real in your energy sphere, and you would just take it as a real thing. But they use amazing technology too. It's like an implant. Okay, this nest with snakes is just an implant. You connected to that Naga being. That's why Egypt came through, because that's the focus of attention right there. You just take it from your underneath, and it's like embedded in your energy sphere, and it has a big like cord there, and the cord goes to the large, flat, round spaceship where Nagas are with the Greys. I see Greys and Nagas together on that spaceship. The Greys look different. They have yellow skin, totally yellow skin. Not like bright, but this kind of like ugly, mustardy yellow. The eyes look not completely black. They got this dirty purple to them, but they're grays. There's some other type race of gray aliens. Um, so it's an implant from them. It came. You put it in the portal, and I see like the whole thing looks like, imagine the snake nest, a big like tube underneath, and their little snakes as cords, and they just pulled out. With that, the went compartments looked like shells in your body, and there are 9 of them I see. So they're gone with the whole system. It's like a system. I wouldn't call it an exoskeleton, but there's something they build inside that it's like containers almost. They collect energy in there that's easily accessible for them when they get it. But yeah, it goes to the spaceship. You're basically like powering the whole spaceship with your own energy there. And you yourself on the other spaceship, or the one that I saw for 4 people, absolutely knew about it. You couldn't disconnect by yourself. You yourself in this 3D body here on Earth had to do it, because that 3D body is used to. It's almost like they would get information from you also, because snakes are monitors also, not only energy takers, they're information takers. The minute it's like you start remembering something, they could block memories. And you were a convenient energy source for them too. So they would want you to stay for a long, long time. Would be their decision, not yours. When there's a book of life, you're holding it right now. It has an interesting tree on it. It has like a brown trunk with this interesting thing around, almost like a fan that you use for air. It goes all around, and it's made out of, when you look at the leaf under the microscope, let's say something under it from like a seaweed, it has little tiny, it's like a wave material. That's how it looks. It's golden on top. The book is brown. The pages look like papyrus type paper. It's like whitish, yellowish type. And there are symbols, symbols there. There's like ancient Egyptian or something. But when I said Egyptian, I want to say it's not Egyptian. I want to say it's Naga, it's snake beings symbols. It comes from them. I feel like they almost like made Egyptians use their language. Their calligraphy or whatever it's called. The symbols mean a lot. Symbols carry frequency. Through symbols that Egyptians used, they can lock themselves in low vibrational frequencies of conquering, using others, taking things from others, using somebody else's energy, not yours. More, 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 more of everything to use. It's almost like that particular frequency that locked in. It makes you like a consumer, like a parasite yourself. Because I hear they talking this Nagas, and that's exactly how we kind of like in cartoons and movies, the language sound, it's a lot of shh, like this, hard to repeat. But yeah, so this book is, you just burned it with a spark of little light coming from your index finger. That's all you did. It turned into one little grain, looks black. You're putting it in the portal, into a black hole, connected to the portal. You're taking some sort of webs. It's like webbing, like spider webs from your mental body, peeling it off the emotional body too, making it into like a ball, throwing the ball out the portal. Um, those are those were done by the same exact Nagas. It's just to make you in a cycle, put you in a cycle of the same thoughts and asking yourself, doubting yourself, why this and that, because it's like it creates an internal battle. Your subconscious knows everything going according to the plan, and then all of a sudden, by putting the nets of technology with frequencies and programs into your mental emotional body, they could create this little fight when you would be telling yourself at the same time, but I need more confirmations. I deep down you would doubt the information you receive, you feel. It's like a constant, but I know better, but I know that it's true, but then the other algorithm would spiral up and, no, you're not even, you're not even sure about this and that. Like it's in that's what they try to do. Internal battle always inside of us. Conscious subconscious type duality battle. So you took them out through the mouth. Your DNA remained clean. Didn't see any inserts or anything. Nothing of the kind. 61 strands. The one goes inside and it's thicker than the others. It's like the core. It's like a trunk of the tree, and the all the strands are spinning around the trunk. That's how your DNA looks. The trunk has this bright blue light inside, and around the strands are light blue, like the very light blue sky. I feel like they created, let me see one sec. There are 8 different, these are not hybrids, these are clones. It's like they spread them out in different epochs, different timelines, because they wanted to use them through you to get to manipulate some of the things. There's one is, I see one in France long time ago. But I see these beautiful buildings everywhere. Some of them are even spiral ones. It's like ancient doors or something, but that's a territory where we know France. But then the France is connected to the other. It's like just a weird thing. It's as if you took the map and put it all together, blend it all together in a perfect oval. That's how I see it. But I know that now that land is called France, but back then it's not. And that's where your clone is. Dulcia or something. The name is. It's like 11th century, that's what I get. Technically, it's not really called a country, but I get that it is there. And it's like rural life. I see woods, little houses, crops, animals, farms. But then I see like the building energy. They build the energy walls first. They dissected with energy the world. The what we had. They first they circled, okay, this is gonna be the new world. Then they put like big thick energy walls. It looks to me like glass, like transparent thick glass. And then energy starts spreading, and from that energy they start building up the events that would lead to separation. First, they had to be wars based on different mentality of different groups of people, and then you can put borders because people start hating each other. And that's how you divide. Disconnected from that clone now because you see it. I get this. There is one in Sweden. Tough to manipulate that one, but it's something has to do with AI technology. That clone is stuffed with AI. And there's something about Sweden that they try to manipulate it from inside because the people in charge of many of this many-faceted or whatever it is structure are positive people. They're off the human souls. So they're trying to do from underneath, like I see like reptilians in caves, and cloning facility. And one of the clones comes from their cloning facility. It's your clone, and it's stuffed with technology, almost like cyborg inside, covered with human skin, and they're trying to make that particular that person talks a lot to people. It's almost like a teacher of some sort or something, and that tries to implement. I see like 22, 24-year-old uh, kids, and men and women, and they that person, that clone, she is trying to tell them that how important it is to blend in with AI, and so you disconnected from that one. There's one in Germany. There's one in, it's like Bosnia, and then one in Australia, England, Switzerland, like Poland, I guess. The last, I get Poland too. So they're all different. They're using them for different. It's kind of like they call them feelers to fill in space with low vibration. So they can create the vortices of low vibration in between. There's a buffer zone in between people to disrupt the connection in between. Let's say you create, like, you form a very deep connection, strong connection with somebody positive, and they would put that clone in between those two positive people, to disrupt, right? Like a third person disruption. So you disconnect from all 8 of them. There's no reason going one by one. Mm, I see that the connection's broken. And you just raise your vibration to activate all the, yeah, you're just activating all the regenerative processes in your body. Wait, there is one thing though. Underneath one of the pyramids, there's another pyramid, and underneath that pyramid, there's like an old laboratory. It has weird containers. They look like they're made of gold, like pure gold. It looks like round with a tube on top, like the chemistry, um and on top they have like some sort of thing on top. I see some robotic hands handling them. Wait, those are like those are robots. They look like grays, but they're robots. They're made out of metal. They're kind of tall, human, kind of weird looking thing. They cannot handle those. Wait, why am I here? Oh, there's like a big fridge or freezer type thing. It looks like a room. It looks like a long room, like a trucks, and the back of a truck type room. And it's cold there, and that's where they preserve your DNA. They took your DNA from that Egyptian because they were trying to preserve it for something later. They didn't, surprisingly, they didn't make any like hybrids, but they studied it. It's like they were taking pieces out of it. Was this metallic hand that I saw before? The container I saw before is where they keep souls. Your container is different. Your container is just like a large thick tube with a lid on top, like a cork or something metallic. So you just destroy it. You just you hammer it down with your energy. It's like a large energy coming from you, and looks like a rock and then squashes it. And then you delete the moment when they got your DNA from you. That's when they did all kinds of manipulation. They put you in one container, then transferred you to another. By the way, those containers looks like sarcophagus type containers. It's like they made an imprint of you or something with technology. Because you know how it looks? It looks like you disappeared. Like when I told you disappeared, dematerialized. But then there is something like energy, like a shadow, like contour that they use to replicate you. It's like some sort of technology going. They install inside the pyramid. Whoever goes inside, they take a digital picture of some sort. I also see the people who go in Egypt inside pyramids. They take digital picture of them. They also know how to read their DNA from the digital picture. It's really wild. It's like little tiny chips in the walls of pyramid inside, and they shoot like little tiny energetic needles into you, and you're like all of a sudden you look like you're made out of needles, but these needles create a contour of your body, and that's how it like is digitalized and taken a picture of. That's how I see it. It's that snake. It's a reptilian technology. The multiple pyramids under those pyramids. That's where the ships are buried. The pyramidicals, the pyramid-shaped spaceships that they stole, that they've stolen from you, from your group, from other groups. They're basically under the ground there. They they just use them as large rooms. Um, you know what happens when those who operate the ships leave them? The control panel, it gets deactivated. Nobody can touch it anymore. Nobody can fly them anymore. That's the only thing they cannot figure out because it's built on your consciousness. Only your consciousness can connect to the control panel, not theirs. So I see you clean. I see you raised your vibration and everything. So yeah, you've seen a lot. So that's probably you feel like you're overwhelmed with information, bits and pieces here and there, because everything resonates with you, and you kind of know. You know how it goes. Like I feel like when you watch something, there's one piece of information would ignite your own memories, and then, but it's like I know I've lived through it, but I don't remember exactly what happened there, type thing. It almost creates like this anxiety inside that I know so much, but I can't really put the whole story together. Hmm. Yeah, you can ask questions if you want.
Well, I like that last part. Um, seen a lot, overwhelmed with information, anxiety because you can't put it all together. So basically, leaving off on that part, what can you all tell me for future to have less anxiety of the unknown?
Yeah, you know, you've seen a lot of cycles. They're like bubbles. You know, like spiral was bubbles. Each bubble was like an epoch. but unfortunately was controlled by Draco reptilians, and they ended it each time because they didn't like how fast humanity was developing its abilities. Its consciousness kept growing and growing in all the bodies. I mean, they tried to dumb them down so much, but the consciousness would still know would not know any boundaries, would grow, and the progress that these societies would make was something that they could not control, that they would wipe out every time. Every time they would have to either take children away from adults, keep the children, kill off all the adults, or kill off all the population of Earth and start up new, the
Mhm.
experiment. And you've seen it all. That's why you're so anxiously awaiting the end of this,
Mhm.
because you know that this could have been all this negative news that they're spreading, they're all part of the negative timeline when they want to erase humanity.
Mhm.
You know it inside.
Mhm.
So that's why you're really kind of like trying to, like inside of you, like, come on, let's do it faster. We have to stay on this positive timeline. Like, what are you doing? What are you believing? Why are you listening to this? I hear all this inside you, like your head going on, like this. So, in a lot of us are anxiously waiting for the end of this all because it's like you just know it. This is the end we're waiting for. We've been waiting for all our lives of confusion, not knowing what to do, not knowing why we came here, what we're doing, what we're supposed to do here. You know what I mean? All of this like came to this one dot right now. It's like the point of the heating point where everything heats up and explodes like a volcano of human consciousness, I would say. I mean, I'm reading all this info. It's not me. Like, you understand, right? I'm connected to your subconscious. It's your subconscious. All these metaphors come from it. So, from you, basically. But that's the explanation you get. It's like boiling point of the teapot of the water in it. Becomes vapor. Vapor is gonna contain all the parasites, and they're gonna be pushed out from the surface, so we can rebuild the world. And we can call it whatever we want. New Earth, new world. You know.
Right. Now, this is kind of on a different level, but I'd like to know about my husband. He recently passed on Christmas, and I'd like to know some stuff on my husband, John.
Yeah, I see some cave. I see some. At first, I thought it was a bell. Like a bell was an opening. And then no, that's like some sort of platform in space. There's a lot of spaceships. There's a lot of, who are those? I think those are mitras because they're really vicious eyes. Yeah, they're watching this platform. It's like I see lots of bells, like literally shape of a bell, but it's metallic. It's glossy metallic silver. There's an opening on one side, and I see your husband is in there, but he's got this top of the bell has some sort of like in old movies when they show the barber shops, whatever, there's like a dryers on top, like it's almost
Oh
like a,
yeah.
a little bell over the head,
Hmm.
and he's like hallucinating things, and he's able to transmit his hallucinations to you or to others when they try to look at him, because There's hundreds of energy bodies stuck in these bells, and it's controlled by mitras. And because I see some metallic tubes under the platform, and that's all for energy. There's huge cylindrical containers that the energy is collected to from them. They're using them to make some substance. Substance used like looks like yellow gel of some sort. They condense the energy, they turn it into something, and I see it's produced like the yellow gel is going dripping into another container under the platform. Uh, so you're standing right there. You tell him, what are you doing? Get out of here. He has some belt attached to the sides. The belt has like a big circle. The circle has this red crystal inside. And when you touch that crystal, it kind of zapped and it opened up so he could stand up. So you're doing like you're touching his head, you're giving him his like your energy to 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 make him wake up. It's like they're all like these are like stasis pods of some sort, but they don't really look like it. The bell creates the vortex of energy that keeps them in. You know, in the state when you understand what is happening, but you're totally like paralyzed. That's how he felt.
Mhm.
But they would give him these dreams, like you're doing this and that. Look what you're doing. The dreams come. They're not real dreams. They connected that technology to his own DNA. His own DNA gives him lives that he spent on other planets or just simply flying in space and doing stuff. So he would see that. He would think he's still doing that, but he's not.
Mhm.
Um, so he got out. Ooh, I see some guy coming. He's in charge of Mitras. Let me explain how he looks. Very tall, white skin, scary white skin, slimy, reptilian feeling from him. Very like elongated head, like this was the on top. Black eyes, no nose, no like just a little slit. Wings, some reptilian hybrid, whatever. He's really powerful because he's got the strange ears sticking out like here, like this. They go like this. It's like Draco, a reptilian hybrid of some sort. And he's like, I can hear him speak to them telepathically. What's going on? And then when he said what's going on, you turn around, you go like this, you freeze them all.
Mhm.
They're all frozen. And I see like all the energy bodies walking like zombies from the sleep, from the bells.
Mhm.
I mean, it's amazing. It's like a huge platform, rows and rows of bells, just metallic shaped containers, like bell shaped. They all walked out, and I see they form like a beautiful cloud of light, almost like light bugs in the summer flying together, and they just flew out like a comet.
Good.
And yeah, your husband said that he's gonna create a bubble of his own environment, his own reality here. He's gonna wait for you. Sorry, he's gonna wait for you looking through the bubble. The bubble looks like teardrop. He created some sort of control center or observation center where the teardrop like this. And he says, I'm just gonna be looking at the earth and looking at you on the monitor from here. Mm, he made it, it's very large, but it's invisible. He made it invisible for others. It's all about the frequency. he knows the frequency the reptilians, Dracos, and all the star races use. You can make it another frequency to make yourself invisible. So I feel like you know each other from the past. He kind of he says he's from Pleiades.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, this platform is like there's so many platforms are empty now. They're just flying like big rocks in space. I wonder what's gonna happen with those. They're like abandoned too. This one's abandoned too. Those went on their spaceship and left. It's like, the minute you release somebody, figure out how their technology works, what they're using, that minute you share information with everybody who's looking for information. So they're gonna try to catch more people in this technology, but only those who are deeply asleep would get caught. So, but it's a tremendous, I mean, they've been doing it for centuries. It's not like it's a one day thing. So it's gonna take a long time for them. But I feel like the frequencies of what we call space, that energy, giant energy field, is changed now. I see it in this beautiful pink colors mixed with a little bit of blue. It's very light, it's bright, it's not dark. So I feel like it cannot sustain any evil activity like that. There's still some traces of space. It's like, different pockets of space are still taken over by dark, occupied by them, but they're gonna be cleansed also. But where I am, I feel totally protected. It's almost like as if I was inside the mother's womb as a little baby, feeling just warm and nice, like nobody can touch me. That's how you feel. That's how it's supposed to feel in the universe, like your big home. You just move from room to another room, from one planet to another, to see different kind of interesting, or like from one museum to another,
Yeah.
which is a life museum. You can experience life there. Mm. Yeah, you have any other questions?
Yeah, I like that. I like that, being protected. So we got to freeze them all and free them all. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah, all the souls got it's thousands of souls, literally thousands flew out.
See, that's what I do here too. I mean, that's what I do everywhere. Is I like to free free people. That's definitely my calling. So I also wanted to just touch real quick on my daughter. I only have one daughter, and I have not seen her in decades. I was just kind of curious if you had any information on her. Her name's Tasha.
She's in some relationship. I feel like embarrassed, some abusive guy, some relationship, and stuck. Those are things I feel. It's some sort of there's some sort of mountains there, the territory. Is it Utah or something? I have no ideas. Well, Utah came to me. That's the state that came to
Mm-hmm.
me. Then I see mountains. It's like open spaces everywhere. It's beautiful, but it's like she's embarrassed to come out of this.
Mhm.
kind of. She feels little. She feels like she made so many mistakes. She's embarrassed to talk about it. That's what I
Yeah, I'd
feel.
like to somehow be able to free her. I've been wanting to do that the whole time.
You
Um,
give her the information. What came to me is some financial ties with that person she has. It's like she was brainwashed or something
mhm.
because that's the only thing that keeps her really in that situation. Because I see her sending impulses to you, like help, and you think about her. The impulses look like a pyramid stretching out and going into the ray of light, yellow light. Um, give her the information. I think she's at the point when she actually wants to do something about it because it's like unhappy and that's it. But sometimes that's the thing. It's like those people on the platform. You just gave them information, like souls, you gave them information and they did the job for themselves. They really
Right,
did free themselves. But information is the key, and everybody knows it. Those who control us know it. So it can keep you in the prison if you don't know if you don't have the knowledge. Yeah, it just seems like she got it, and she's holding it in her arms, and it looks like a ball of light that you sent her,
mhm,
almost like crystallized into crystal.
mhm.
And there's an opening on one side, and there's little crystal balls inside, and she takes one by one and looks at it, and each one has some sort of writing on it. Uh, it's like your little messages to her, but each message has a lot of, it's like a big chapter behind each message, like a protocol, how to check on yourself, what to do about this and that, and everything that you know and have learned for yourself you gave to her.
Good. Yeah, that's, go ahead.
Yeah, your soul said big liberation is coming for a lot of people. A lot of people are waking up like every day. They're setting themselves free every single second. We just don't see it. We're given fake numbers, fake news. A lot of you were showing fake tapes of fake reality. It's like a fake movie. They're trying to make you believe in it. It's like you're watching it at the theater, you cry because they're showing something horrible, but in reality, just a movie.
Right. One big movie. Yep.
Yeah,
So basically, now she has the information to free herself, and my husband, he's free, and he's actually sitting at the monitor now, basically, correct?
I see him. Yeah.
And if we wouldn't have done this, would they'd all still be stuck, right?
Yeah, because he needed information. He wasn't. See, you couldn't get to him. It's kind of like when you try to connect him at the other level, not the deep level, he would just show you like the system he was sitting inside. He had the different programs. If somebody
Right.
checks on him, he would just say, "I'm totally fine." What do you mean? Why are you worried? Things like that. I'm with you. I'm here. I'm free. But then a lot of times that's what happens. They send the fake information. That's why I say that you have to check and really see how the energy body of that person looks, how the soul looks, where the soul is, not just telepathically connect.
Yeah,
He,
that's why I wanted to do this because I really felt that. Is there anything else that I can do for him or her? Um,
he's
Probably not.
laughing. He said he can do much for you now because he doesn't have a physical body. He says it's so easy to do anything without the physical body.
So this should get real fun then.
Yeah. He created some kind of, he said, I'm gonna create like a funky room here. He created this like orange half circle couch. He said someday we'll sit together on it. He's really funny
Good.
actually. Yeah. He's like rediscovered himself, because that's what happens when you lose physical body. All of a sudden you get all the memories back. And you're like, look how huge I am. Look, I can make myself so much bigger. I can be the whole universe. I can create a planet inside my energy sphere and live on it. You know what I mean? It's like all of a sudden you're you came to this realization that you never thought that you could do all this stuff, but you can. That's his vibration now. That's his I feel it. He's excited as a little child.
And it wouldn't have happened if we'd have left him on that in that state that he was just prior to, correct?
Right, correct.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
he was
so good.
interfered in life. And I feel like it wasn't his decision to go at that time. He would still be going. It's like they infused this idea that to at his subconscious level that was his time to go, his chance, and he had to. But it really wasn't his because he was connected to this Mitra beings and to this white boss of theirs with the wings. Boy, it's
Yeah.
almost like I can't explain how he looks at that, but I can draw. I definitely like I see that white so clearly. It's just crazy looking thing.
Does he? Can he tell us when he got hooked onto that? When this all started? When he got like trapped?
30 is life. They start observing him from life 28, 29. They hooked to him on 20 and 30th. He was on some battlefield,
Mm-hmm.
some French Revolution,
Yeah,
1600, whatever that was.
I have the picture on the wall. Yeah.
Mm.
So, so this is really terrific. This is really wonderful. Now he is really free.
Yeah,
And
he's very calm. I like that ship. I want to stay there too.
and
Oh, it's so
and
nice.
and does he? I suppose we can't do any times when, like we asked earlier, because we've still got to stay here and do this stuff. So we don't really have any times when we can join them.
Yeah, you can when your body is asleep or your body is in meditative trance. You
Right.
can, but it's different. It's not the same. I mean, I just know how great he feels, but I know I cannot stay here because it's like I'm pulled into here because I'm still connected to my human brain, and the brain says, "What about you, children?" That's how it works when you have a body. So. Mm, every time, but I feel like you wanted to see the celebration though. And I see like a lot of people who come to me at this time, their subconscious says the same thing. I came to see the fireworks. I came to see the celebration. I want to hug everybody and say a job well done, things like that. So there's a certain thing to it because the soul is going to remember it forever. It's going to be in the DNA and the experiences right in the soul that look what you accomplished. You've done it again. You've done it before, you've done it again. For some souls it's the very first time that they are doing it and observing how the whole it's basically the whole solar system is getting liberated. It's not only earth, It's the whole organism that we call the solar system.
Boy, that gives you goosebumps, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Okay, well, I don't know. Anything else you guys want to tell me or anybody want to talk to me about? I'm all ears.
It's only your subconscious here standing,
I'm talking to
smiling.
myself. Yeah.
Yeah, your animals are sure like there's like a concert there.
I was going to say, yeah, I love animals.
Yeah, you love create animals, observe them, look, observe animals at different planets.
Okay, well, I'm not sure if
Yeah.
I'm really excited
Okay.
that all them people are freed because including my husband, of course, because that's what gives me joy as animals and freeing souls. That's our mission. And I really, really, that's it. I just love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice. It was interesting. Oh, sorry, my ear. Turn off the recording, I guess. It was nice, thank you.